What's going on, Virgo? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal month so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Virgo, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why, Virgo, because it is Celestial News Monthly. It's like my favorite time of the month, Virgo. And with this monthly spread, whenever the sun moves into a new sign, we're going to talk about where the planets are at and how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Virgo. So Virgo, I have oracle cards with the zodiac signs that the planets are in. I'm going to pull an oracle card from this deck for each of them, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if you are curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down in the description box, I included some links for some other readers that I like watching as well. They're super fantastic, so definitely go show them some love there, Virgo. But let's talk about the shindig that Cancer's throwing. My sun sign's in Cancer, so you thought I was bringing big energy. Now it's going to even be bigger, Virgo. So brace yourself. But the sun's going to be in Virgo, or excuse me, wouldn't that be something? We're just skipping over my season. The sun's going to be in Cancer, and then your ruler, Mercury, is going to be entering Cancer a little bit after. But the sun is going to enter on the 21st of June at about 9:58 a.m., and that's going to be Central Time. And we'll be there through the 22nd of July. And with the sun entering into Cancer, this begins the summer solstice. You know, getting out there, getting a little more sun. Well, depending on what side of the world you're at. But getting a little more sun, you know, kind of having some fun. But it's going to be an interesting time because, you know, yes, you know, we're getting into that summer season, but Cancerian energy is very emotional, you know, and this is a great energy for tuning into our emotions and seeing just how we operate, you know, under the fluctuations of life. You know, if there are certain energies that you tend to get maybe even more kind of stuck in than normal, you know what I mean? It kind of really, when you think about all the sunlight that we're getting, this actually does kind of help really shines a light on a lot of things, Virgo. And also it's great for kind of focusing on your close relationships as well. You know, if we want to solidify some existing bonds, or if maybe we fell out of touch with some people, you know, maybe kind of reaching out that way, but just making sure that we have that emotional security that we can, you know, need in life, you know. And it's also great, you know, Cancerians, you know, being the mothers of the zodiac, is very nurturing. So take this time, you know, do some self-care for yourself, Virgo. Maybe even you know, Cancer is associated with the 4th house as well. So this could be even tidying up your home space, you know, any kind of stuff like that there, Virgo. But also, you get your ruler. This is going to be a nice little combination here, because then you get your ruler entering on the 26th of June and will be there through the 10th of July. And this is really great for strengthening bonds with yourself and with others. You know, it's very King of Cups kind of energy in the sense of it's bringing your mind and your heart and allowing them to grow closer. And it allows you to think about things on a deeper level and really have a greater ability to process and express your feelings. So utilize that to your advantage, Virgo. I feel especially yours being one, you know, yours a sign, you know, could be a sign of service, you know, and really being helpful for others and stuff. So, you know, being able to express yourself, your feelings in a more kind of rich way is really can take in really can go a long way, Virgo. And then on top of that, depending on where your Virgo placements are at, this is forming a sextile with your with those placements, with your natal Virgo placements. And when you think about sextile energy, after the trines, they're very, they're very fortunate energies, very easy flowing, collaborative energy, but it's not very, it's kind of passive and a little, it's not too dynamic. So it's going to be something we got to put in a little effort into. We got to grab the opportunities as they're coming up. And it's not to say that if we don't, opportunities aren't going to miss out, but it's just like depending on where the energy shifts, where a situation under a sextile situation, if we wait till it's in a square situation, it's going to be a lot harder, but it can still get that reward. But just something to be mindful of. Like, for example, I had a Virgo offer me an opportunity not too long ago. And at first I just kind of dismissed it at first. But then when I got to thinking about it, I was just like, oh my goodness, if I did this, and that, it's going to help me get all these things. So I'm just like, wait, Virgo. So just paying attention to those type of things, Virgo. But let's see what your energy's got in here. Ooh, Virgo, I'm with it. You got the 9th card of Scorpios here, which is the Phoenix card. Look at you rising from the ashes. And with this card, this is a card of transformation, eternal soul, renew, resurrection, rebirth, destroy, rising from the ashes, emerge, new era, alchemy, transmutation, ascension. The end is just the beginning. And I like that, Virgo. Whenever we do think about, like when things start to change and things start to, because we really are entering a new era. We're in a time of just like the old ways of operating are definitely falling to the wayside here. And I feel like not even just like as individuals, but just like as the world is really starting to go under this resurrection state, especially with Pluto, one of Neptune's rulers, one of Scorpio, wouldn't that be something? One of Scorpio's rulers going to work as he is. Yeah, we are just in a state of just constant change. It's going to feel like there's a lot of destruction going down. I mean, you got the dismantling of the banks are collapsing. I was just talking with someone about some food stuff and things along those lines, and it can seem like a lot of scary things are happening, but no, this isn't the end. It is just the beginning, because when one cycle closes out, that gives you an opportunity to take all that rich soil from those ashes. And what is rising up from that Virgo? What do you want to be? What areas in your life do you feel that needs some change? And then when we get that change, then it's about getting that security down here. I think we're gonna, since we're talking about that, since you're coming in all transformative, actually we're gonna move around a couple things, Virgo. Well, where am I gonna keep you? Let's put you right about there. But yeah, let's do that. I like that. But it is, if you've noticed that maybe this transformation or maybe this stuff has been a little intense for you, Virgo, this is a great energy while, since we're in Cancer season, or getting ready to get into Cancer season, to really be present with those fears, find out, really get down deep, because Scorpio energy, especially when there's when we're noticing that we're kind of fixated on a certain emotion, really kind of be with that. I say don't force it, but see if we can find the ways that we can turn that energy into fuel, to find that into like a motivator. Like if we've been feeling a lot of anxiety, how do we turn that to hope, or how do you, maybe if we've been kind of, you know what I mean, Virgo? It's really about, it's really about embracing a lot of newness and coming to yourself. And that, luckily for you, being the mutable earth sign, that's going to be to your advantage. I feel like you got that adaptability already. It's just like, let's get these things organized. If things have been feeling chaotic, let's kind of analyze this stuff and figure out where we're going to go from here. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Virgo, let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay, I see you, Virgo. So we have the World in reverse here, but then we have the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Temperance upright. And Virgo, I feel like that with all this transformation and stuff that's going down right now, with the Two of Cups, the twos in general, I feel like they deal with like choices. And I feel that with this Two of Cups, you know, we can really, because this is Venus in Cancer. And I feel that with all this change going down here, where it can feel, again, like all this stuff is just kind of out of our control. And it just seems like, you know, that the world is, you know, collapsing around us. And it's just like, what is next? You know, where is this cycle possibly going? You know, I feel that it's saying where, sure, we may not be in control of this situation, but we can control how we feel about, what's going down. And if we can get to where we can, if we can get to where we're, let me see if I can sentence, Virgo. If we can get to this place where we can get these to this state of, instead of being proactive, instead of being reactive with these energies, because it's just like we can focus on like we can choose to focus on the doom and gloom and that things are going down, or we can look at this as an opportunity. Like, yes, you see how she's looking at this shore here. It's like there's a storm a coming, but she's not looking at the fact that there's, you know, there's possibly like this. She's not thinking about that storm. She's thinking about the big old wave that she's going to get ready to ride on, and how she's going to make the most out of that opportunity and get to that expansive state and really find your, I feel like it's really about finding your sense of balance and your sense of zen in this. You know, how do you be the calm in the eye of the, or how do you become the eye in the storm, Virgo? You know what I mean? And that's going to be something I feel like great too, to inspire others as well, because I feel that when we see others that are rising above, and this could be something too, Virgo, maybe this is something where if you've, this could be where it's like you're maybe even like sharing your story with the world, possibly, you know, like maybe doing like a YouTube blog, or maybe writing like an ebook, or maybe doing just like a regular, some stuff on maybe some other social media platforms or something along those lines, Virgo. But I do feel like that if we don't like where the world is at right now, it's just what beauty and what balance can we bring into this to help you feel more secure and just kind of lock down in this. All right, I'm with it, Virgo. Let's get some tea and then let's talk about Taurus. Because we have Jupiter in Taurus, and then we have Uranus in Taurus. And let's talk about their Uranus is bringing that mad change. And let's talk about Uranus, because Uranus is it's been in Taurus since about 2018 and will be there until about the beginning of July 2025. In Uranus he's bringing in the future, the planet of innovation, of revolution, and he comes through, and if things aren't getting ready to operate, you know, if it's not fitting in with, if it's not harmonizing with where the energies are going right now, bet Uranus is going to bring a shock to the system. And again, that's not to get you scared, because with them being in Taurus, you know, it's going to, again, it feels like our foundations are collapsing, but it's not that they're being destroyed. It's just that things are changing right now. You know, it's just like we may have to, because I was talking with someone, they had mentioned, we were talking about food stuff, and they were saying, like, you know, maybe even like stocking up on maybe there's some more like kind of like beans and rice and things, you know, even consider like maybe even like growing your own type of crops there, Virgo, you know, maybe getting some peppers or whatever, some of your own stuff. Like, it's just, we're getting into an adaptable time, you know what I mean? And Uranus really just wants us to really bring peace and harmony, and I feel like to the world. So just something to think about there with that energy, Virgo. But also then with Jupiter being in Taurus, Jupiter's going to be in Taurus for the next year. We'll be there until about May 25th, 2024. And with Jupiter in Taurus, it's about thinking of that long-term abundance, you know, insecurity. Again, it's just like if there are any areas that we're not feeling that there's been any kind of growth, how can we get out of that? If we've been feeling kind of maybe stuck, stuck in a cycle as of late, how can we bring more expansion and feel more comfortable with where things are going? Because after the world is the Fool, which is Uranus energy. So it's just like, how can we build this solid foundation and take the abundance that we do have and build it on this, on this new, like stage that's getting ready to get set here. Because I tell you what, yeah, the planets are really going to work. And when the outer planets start moving, like 2025, we're 2024 is going to be interesting, but I feel like 2025 in particular, because we're going to have quite a bit of at least 3 outer planets making up. Oh, actually with Jupiter, we're going to have 4 outer planets. So we got a lot going on, getting ready to come up here, Virgo, here soon. So yeah, just be thinking about this type of stuff here. It's not meant to keep you stuck in a cycle. It is. The question is just like, what's next? Where do you want to grow? And the nice thing is too, with this energy, depending on your Virgo placements, this is going to be forming a trine with your signs or with those placements. And trines, like I was saying, are the most fortunate aspects. They're very harmonious, very lucky, create lots of opportunities. So work with this. This is a chance to really get kind of creative and really come to your skills, Virgo, because I feel like, Virgos, you really do. I feel like when you really focus on your dreams and, get everything in, because you can get stuff just organized, detailed. You have a very analytical, just, really smart mind, being Mercury ruled. And with you, again, being the mutable earth sign, this is something where you can really, your manifestation skills can really be put to work here. And you can really show up and show out and really shine here, especially over this, I feel like over this next year. So let's get an oracle on this though. Get a little more details. Interesting. Look at you syncing up with the energies. You got the 7th card of Taurus, which is the eyeglasses card. And with this card, this is a card of assessment, evaluate options, perspective, review, analyze, opinion, judgment, examine, seeing clearly, the fine print, estimate, closer look, focus, awareness, and check the details. And Virgo, I feel like the first thing that really kind of popped out to me is the perspective part of it. And that's where I feel like, it is all a matter of perspective. It's just like we could see this as, just like a lot of stuff collapsing, or we can do this as a time, or look at this as a way of a time of opportunities, And I do feel like that this does give us a chance to become more resourceful, really kind of tap into our Queen of Pentacles energy. And I don't mean just like solely ourselves, Virgo. This could be something too where it's like, just thinking with the 2 of Cups, just coming together with some other people as well, kind of like pooling assets, and not necessarily like, what I mean? It's not like, it's not like we're like forming a new type of bank or anything, but just like really establishing like a soul tribe, and like saying like, hey, I have this skill that we're bringing, this skill that you're bringing, it's just like, how can we build this group to kind of help weather this storm together and really get the most abundance out of this? Because the Temperance card is Sagittarius energy. And when we do, because this could be something too where we're like doing some like new like learning and like like focusing on like developing new skills or like refining existing ones, or just like taking things just like a step further. But I do feel that things may feel like a little murky right now, just thinking with this scene clearly. It might seem like the future is a little, just like uncertain right now, with where everything are at, with where everything's at. But I do feel like when we look closer, there's abundance all around us, but it's going to be something that we are going to need to work on this thing. It's going to be, I don't feel like it's not going to take, I don't feel like it's not going to be like a, where you're not going to get like that immediate results, but we are kind of in like, I feel like a slow burn energy right now. I feel like especially once we get to your season, we're going to be very retrograde heavy, and it's just going to be a lot of like introspective work and really kind of like checking the fine details of our life here and, developing a sharper awareness of what's going down and how we can work with these energies. But let's get some tarot on this and get some more details. Oh, interesting, Virgo. All right, so we have the High Priestess and the Six of Cups in reverse here, and then we have the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles upright. And so, Virgo, I feel like with this energy, you know, we want to be careful about getting stuck in the past, you know, because we can get with this where with all this changes is sometimes we can kind of yearn for like the good old days. But I feel that it's not meant to where I'm all for, you know, I'm a fan of nostalgia, but we just don't want it to get it to where the energy stagnates, because this could eventually, you know, if we get kind of stuck in this energy, it could potentially get us to where we are, you know, eventually leading to like getting to like escapist time of realms here, because after the Six of Cups is the Seven of Cups, and sometimes with that card I like to, that one's kind of going around a little bit, and I feel like, you know, the Seven of Cups is like a prelude to a devil moment. But I feel like that maybe for some of us, if we are in this place, or if we get to this place where maybe we feel like we're kind of like at rock bottom right now, we're just uncertain, you know, of just like what's been next, you know, this is just like, maybe we feel that life has been just kind of like coming at us, you know, and it's just really kind of got us messing with our senses, you know, or we're not trusting our judgment, like our intuition and things along those lines. I feel that it's really taking a moment, pause, and just allow yourself to be in this energy, to feel this stuff here. Because the nice thing about the Ten of Swords, if we had to find a silver lining, you know, we're working on thinking from a higher perspective here. There's no 11 of Swords, you know, where however this, if this is something that's going down right now, if this is something that affects you in the future, Ten of Swords happens from time to time, you know, but it's not meant for us to just like, because on other Ten of Swords, usually it's like you got this person, it's real graphic, you know, a person down here and they got all these swords in their back. But life is not just trying to keep these swords in your back. They're trying to keep you, they're trying to help you to think outside of the box, to start to manifest some new creations, you know, to make new memories, you know, because I feel like, you know, it's nice to think about the good old days from time to time, but it's just like, you know, the good old days were you at a different vibration. You've leveled up since then, you know, so it's just like, how can we make that bigger? And if anything, I feel like let these situations remind you, you know, while we're taking a path, you know, skip down a memory lane there, you've been in like Ten of Swords situations before. We've been in moments where we've been stuck in a cycle and we felt like we won't be able to get out, you know, that we won't be able to find balance or any kind of growth like that. But with time, you know, listening to that intuition, you know, kind of I feel like this is like getting into like this, like a meditative state, you know, finding some ways that you can get more zen, being with your emotions. The moon, the High Priestess, this is what Cancer season is about. It's about feeling the stuff here. You know, I feel like, you know, it can be a lot to deal with sometimes. So, you know, again, take it at your pace, but know that there's growth that's going to come from this. It's just something that sometimes we got to create this stuff. You know what I mean, Virgo? Let's see what else we got. And when you think about the High Priestess, the moon, you know, she's traveling through different signs, through different phases, you know, every about 27 days. And that's a lot, you know, feeling all this stuff. And it's a reminder of just like that. It's all a matter of cycles, but we've gone through this thing at some point in time, and it does help us to develop a stronger sense of intuition in things. But, oh, interesting. So you got the Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords in reverse here, and then we have the Five of Wands upright. And so if there's something here, Virgo, I feel like that, yeah, I feel like if there's something here where we feel like we're at conflict right now, there's something that has been just kind of keeping us down or have been just kind of holding us back here, Virgo, because the Eight of Cups, this is Saturn and Pisces. And you know what, we're gonna keep them there? Okay, no, we're gonna keep them there. But, because Saturn is in Pisces right now, that's your Pisces is your opposite sign on the Zodiac wheel. But if there's something that is keeping you held back, or that are just like holding you down, it's just like it's making that choice of, do we want to stay in this energy of where there's no momentum, where we're just kind of really steeping in this, like that Ten of Swords energy, just like that, staying in that maybe even like depressive type of mood, you know, anxiety, or, you know, just really kind of stuck in our heads? Or do we want to choose balance, you know what I mean? Like get into a more kind of harmonious state, because it's not like I don't feel like this is something that you're choosing to stay in, Virgo. It's just that sometimes it's when we're in the heat of it, it can feel overwhelming, and we can forget that we have gone through this before. It's just taken on a different form, because as you level up, the problems level up, but also the rewards level up. Saturn, the world, when you put in that work with these restrictions here, because Saturn can be a bit of a hard ass, you know, because, you know, Saturn and Pisces, but we work with these energies, make the, you know, and just and keep brainstorming, you know, work that energy that you got there, Virgo. Analyze the situation and get a game plan. All this stuff here, we're going to get some healing done. You know, we're going to be able to move past this thing, but it's going to be remembering that you do have the choice to you know, you have the choice to change the narrative. You know what I mean? Just as easily as this situation may have thrown you in a state of panic and things, with a little bit of work, you can absolutely get it to where you're back in where things feel like you're in harmony again. All right, I'm with it. All right, Virgo, let's talk about your energy. Because you got Mars that's going to be entering Virgo on the 10th of July and will be there through the 27th of August. And with this energy, this is, I feel like, a really dope placement for Mars, because Mars being the planet of action, our energy, our drive, things along those lines, couple that with how efficient you are, Virgo, this is really a very great energy for just really getting stuff done, getting motivated, and, you know, really taking these opportunities here, or these kind of maybe less savory situations and turning them into your advantage, you know what I mean? But it's great for focusing on like your health, you know, whether that be your physical, mental, spiritual. But I will say, because your sign has that generalization of that stigma to be overly critical over times, and I don't feel like you're just overcritical just because. It's because you have high standards for yourself. You know, we want things to be at their best, but we don't want that to get to where it's at our detriment, Virgo. So just something to keep in mind of with that energy, okay? But with this energy, with your Virgo placements, this is going to be forming a conjunction with your sign. And conjunctions are interesting energy, because it's like the whatever the transiting planet is that is coming to that natal position, it's like relighting that energy again. And it's like it's taking on a different flavor, because it's like, you know, we got a different focus that we're focusing on depending on where that house placement is falling, but or where that house that is transiting. But conjunctions they can be a little intense. It can feel like that it can almost like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's like, you know, that there's something different inside of you. Like others may be just like, Virgo, you seem a little different. It's just like, do I? But and you are a little different, Virgo. You know, we have a different motivation. You know, this energy is like revitalizing you to different opportunities. So something to pay attention with. It's just like sometimes this energy can provide a little anxiety, a little tension, but once the energy has successfully integrated, it's beautiful, and it's just like kind of amplifies everything. So, but let's get some tarot, or so get an oracle on this. Nice, and that's what I'm talking about, Virgo. You got the 6th card of Sagittarius here, which is the Castle card. And with this card, this is a card of pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard, and timeless. And you know what? Every time this card pops up, this definitely gives me very 10 of Pentacles vibes, which is Mercury in Virgo. And I feel like that this is really thinking about again, what does your legacy look like? You know, what are we trying to leave behind? What are we building from all of this stuff here? Because yes, again, there's all this change that's happening, but we're in a very innovative energy right now, and it's just going to keep, especially, you know, once Pluto really, we already got a flavor of it with Pluto, however, not been in Aquarius, but I feel like once really locked in, yeah, it's going to be a whole different world out there. Things are going to change drastically. And so, you know, this is really thinking about, you know, what does wealth look like for you? What does abundance look like? You know, how can we feel in our power, Virgo? How can we feel confident with where the changes are going? How can we, and I feel like part of that, absolutely trusting your intuition. You know, if there's something that has been kind of nagging you, that has been trying to guide you somewhere, pay attention to that, Virgo, you know, because it's higher self is trying to lead you, you know, get you to your highest vibration and get you to this place of security here. So yeah, be thinking about this stuff here. If you're not feeling that where you're at right now is stable, or not where you pictured. And you know what? Be kind to yourself as well. Because even if we don't feel like we're at where, even if we don't feel that we might feel behind or anything or something like that, Virgo, you're exactly where you need to be on your journey right now. And listen, I know how that sounds, but it's something where there were lessons that needed to be learned in order for us to get to the state to really invest into this thing, you know, to really start creating whatever this dream is and this foundation that you're trying to leave. So keep that in mind, that this is not something that you are not behind or anything along those lines. Everything is working in divine timing. We just had a couple cycles that we had to go through first before we could get to this next thing. So let's get some tarot on this. Okie dokie, Virgo. Nice. All right, so we have the Star card in reverse here, but then we have the Knight of Wands and then the Emperor upright. Aquarius energy. And you know, Virgo, I feel like the Star card, because before the Star card is the Tower. And I feel like that if there's something where I almost feel like that if there's like something here that if we were to, because the Star card can be a card of healing. And I feel like that, you know, especially when you got the Eight of Cups here too, and we got some, you know, High Priestess being in reverse, World being reversed, maybe we've been feeling kind of stuck in a cycle as of late. I feel like that there's something that's been wanting to get your attention. If there's, I don't know, it's almost like a nagging energy or something along those lines. You know, if you've noticed that this like a certain habit or something that has been ingrained, that has been like preventing you from like really enjoying yourself, you know, or feeling stable or anything along those lines. It's just like, what actions can we take to get there, Emperor? How can we feel more confident in this? And you know, the Star card, you know, with Aquarius energy, you know, they're a sign of the collective, you know, humanitarianism. And I feel like that this is like, if we're struggling with something, maybe asking ourselves for an Emperor type, you know, or someone who can maybe provide some help, or even maybe provide some guidance. Maybe we're learning about when we're thinking about the long-term investments with Jupiter, maybe we're thinking about like home investments, or maybe how to deal with, I don't know, like wealth, or finding like a teacher or something along those lines, and maybe for some others. But I do feel like that, Virgo, this is not just going to be an energy of, or how do I want to put this with this Knight of Wands? I almost feel like that with this, that as long as we focus on our passions, you know, and finding that balance. And I feel like not even just in like your job here, but I mean like even doing some like just some like creative endeavors as well, you know, because the Knight of Wands, he rules the first two decans of Leos and the last of Cancer. And that's very creative energy, Leo already, and then you throw that Cancerian energy on top of that to be able to feel to such a degree. I do think that it's something that if we can maybe just like like ask ourselves, you know, like, are we doing what really makes us passionate, and like it's like what brings us happiness? And I mean, just in all aspects of your life, I feel like if we can work on doing some type of stuff like that, Virgo, that can really let your potential shine through, and it really helps you, I feel, connect again, I feel like, with your intuition. And then you'll feel that motivational drive to, because how funny that Aries would pop up during while we're talking about Mars. So I take that as a definite, as a confirmation of like, Virgo, it's about time to take some action here. You know, and Aries is very passionate, very creative energy as well. So yeah, Virgo, I feel like, you know, this is something where try not to let the idea of this legacy or thinking about that big picture, you know, try not to let that overwhelm you. You know, let's start maybe with like a 3-month plan, you know, then let's get a 6-month plan, and then, you know, let's just keep that trend going. Let's just try to get that ball rolling. And then I feel like once you do, you're going to have this be closer to your castle than you realize. All right? I like that. Now let's talk about this Capricorn energy, since Pluto wanted to come out so early. Because we have Pluto retrograding in Capricorn until the 10th of October, and then he'll start going direct and move into Aquarius next year, right around Aquarius season. So divine timing. But this energy is asking you if there are any areas, like how do we get to this place of feeling more self-sufficient and more kind of like feeling accomplished in what we're doing. And I feel like, again, in any area of our life, you know, if like, do we want to be more spiritually along, you know, if this, like, you know, is there anything along those lines? But it's just like asking you again, yeah, what does like success look like for you, and what things are you trying to manifest right now? You know, what can get you to, what stuff needs to change, that we need to let go, that is hindering us. Transformation, 8 of Cups in reverse, and then start working on those parts of yourself. And I kind of feel like with this too, I don't know if I had mentioned with Aquarius, you know, I feel like that this could be something too, Virgo, where maybe like, yeah, like again, I feel like I may have mentioned this, but just like talking with some others maybe about these concerns or these anxieties or something along those lines, and just because that might be something too that might even help you find some kind of balance in this energy. But on a more kind of global scale, because, you know, when the outer planets move, they really affect us on a globally as well, more so, because even when you think about it in like a natal chart aspect, you know, a lot of these, when you get into like Jupiter onward, this is going to be affect more generational type of energies. And so we definitely feel these on a collective energy. And Capricorn, dealing with structure and authorities and power and things along those lines. Capricorn and Pluto actually go, the energies themselves go pretty hand in hand, because Capricorn, you know, they're the achievers of the zodiac. They're going to do, and with that Pluto flavor, they're going to do anything to change and to grow and to get to that emperor state. But there may be changes, or there already are changes that are going down with our governments right now. There's going to be some stuff, just structures are going to just like, we're evolving. You remember, new era that we're getting into. So it's just asking what foundation do you want, or what do you want to build on this new foundation? But let's get some tarot on this. Oh, wow, I guess that's one way to do it, Virgo. I'm with it. You got the fourth card of Aries here, which is the cake card. I like that. Fourth card is Emperor. I dig that. But this is a card of celebration, ceremony, party, gathering with friends and family, honor, remember, recognize, commemorate, graduation, anniversary, wedding, prom, birthday, and award ceremony. And you know, Virgo, I feel like for some of you, because I feel like in all of this does seem kind of like very sort of serious energy, the stuff that we're going through right now, you know, this transformation, assessing things, building foundations. Let's make sure that we are allowing ourselves some time for some fun, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like making time, because maybe we've been been really busy with all this stuff, you know, kind of been trying to crank all these things out, and, you know, might have been feeling a little bit of stress and things along those lines. But I do feel like it doesn't, where I do get that the grind is important, but also, you know, just taking the time to just relax, you know, and then just like enjoy yourself. You know, maybe we are getting around like what, graduation season. I think people are probably already wrapping up here, but we maybe got some graduations coming up here. Usually I feel like summertime's a great time for weddings, you know. Maybe we got some Cancerians we want to kick it with, or, you know, in our season, but I do feel like just getting out there and just having yourself a little more fun, I feel like can definitely even just like re-inspire you. You know, you might be talking with someone at one of these get-togethers and get to talking about some foundations, and then maybe they're talking about, oh, I'm looking for a partner to do blah 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 with, and then look at that, Virgo, we're on to something new here, something exciting. But I also kind of feel like with this, just because we had talked about the Six of Cups, and, you know, we were possibly getting into that like escapism type of vibes here. And, you know, we're talking about Capricorn. Capricorn is devil energy. So I do feel like we want to be mindful of having like maybe a little too much fun, you know, about overindulgence, you know, maybe going out all the time and things along those lines. You know, we just want to temperance, making sure that we are finding a balance there, Virgo. But let's, and just like with the Taurus energy, depending on where your Virgo placements are at, because Pluto's going to retrograde, I want to say, to the 27th degree of Capricorn before it moves back. So depending on where your placements are at, this energy is also going to be forming a trine with your sign as well. So definitely something to look at, to think about. You know, great opportunity for some, and, you know, depending on the placement, because I just had Pluto had formed a trine with my moon placement not too long ago, and he's going to be doing some double taps there here, and he's doing a lot of work around my moon sign. It's interesting. Where trines, I will say with Pluto, where they are very fortunate, and again, this is not to get you, it can translate differently for everyone, but it was where the situation, how actually not the little nugget, the big nugget of wisdom that I got from that was spectacular, but how it came about, sure, it was easy how it happened, but it was just very unusual how it happened. But it's just one of those things that just kind of pay attention to that. If you know you got your Virgo placements in a kind of like a later, on like the latter end of Virgo. So just something to think about there. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going down here. Oh, there you are, Virgo. Oh, a little reversal storm here, but that's all right, because we have the Seven of Swords, the Four of Cups, and then the King of Pentacles in reverse here. And I feel like with this energy, Virgo, I almost feel like with this, it's just like for some of us, maybe we've been, or if we do find ourselves in a place where it almost feels like that maybe we've been sort of like keeping ourselves kind of like hermited, possibly. You know, maybe we have been not been feeling as stable as of late, you know, or maybe we're noticing that maybe, or if we find ourselves in the future, I almost feel like that I feel like for some, don't feel like that this is, it almost feels like that this is like a punishment or something along those lines. It's like, I'm almost feeling like it's like maybe because we didn't feel like we didn't anticipate something, or maybe, or something that it's like something that has caught us off guard. I feel like that it's just like we're like maybe being a little overcritical with ourselves, or just like kind of beating ourselves up. But I feel like with the Seven of Swords being here, it's just like how I was talking about with that Pluto trine situation, where, you know, we're expecting beneficial aspects for sure, but it's just like how that was looking just wasn't what I was expecting. But that doesn't mean that there was a failure that happened. It was just like, the energy just translated differently, and you still got a skill out of this. You got eyes and develop awareness, and you got awareness and stuff about where it is that we can be stronger in. And I feel like that in a sense can be it can be heartening, because it's just like, because now that gives us something else to work towards, because that's all, like, life is. It's the ebb and flow of things, It's just like, in order for us to get to that King of Pentacles state, to get that Emperor state, we have to be there. There are challenges and conflicts, Five of Wands, Eight of Cups, things that are going to come, Seven of Swords that are going to come in our way. And it could almost get to this place of where it's almost like we don't care about anything else but then what's going on with us, or something along those lines, Virgo. It's very, let me get a little bit more on that Four of Cups there. All right, interesting, Virgo, because the Four of Cups is clarified by the Sun and the Justice card in reverse here. And you know what, Virgo? I feel like maybe for some others, it almost feels like that maybe that things haven't been feeling as fun as of late, or it's like maybe even when we're going out, it's just like we're not enjoying ourselves, or just something along those lines. And I feel like that with this Justice card being in reverse here, this is a card, can be a card of like cause and effect. And I feel like that it's really getting down maybe to like the source of what's causing this feeling of like apathy, or feeling that things haven't been going our way. And it's just like, how can we get back to this state of sunshine? What areas of our lives do we need to shine some light on? And again, be kind to yourself, I feel like, with this energy here, because if we get kind of stuck in our head where it feels like that we're never going to get out of this thing, or that it's just like, why is this stuff happening to me? It's just like, what did I do to deserve this? Or something along those lines, Virgo. It's interesting energy coming through. But I feel like just even the fact, because even when the Sun pops up in reverse, I feel like this is something to get excited about, because again, this gives us an opportunity to shine some light on some things, to bring some new joy into our lives, to, like I was saying with the Six of Cups, create new experiences, and yeah, just like create more moments of happiness, especially if we're at this place where we're not maybe enjoying where life has brought us so far, or something along those lines. But one more thing with this, because there's just the remembers kind of sticking out to me on this card. And I feel like remember too that you do have friends and family, to talk with this about, if even if we're maybe separated or something along those lines, if there's like distance and things, like finding, and this could be too, maybe even like establishing like a different type of, I don't know, like checking in with like our support systems, or just something along those lines. But make sure to breathe a little bit of fun in your life as well, Virgo, with this energy. But try not to get, it's, like I was saying, temperance. Try not to get to this place of where we just kind of sort of just like F it, and just, we're just going to party down and just kind of see where life takes us. So, all right, Virgo. All right, let's talk about Pisces energy, your opposite sign. Because with, you got Saturn in Pisces, and then you got Neptune in Pisces. And both of them are, Saturn's already started his retrograde dance, and Neptune's not too far behind him. But let's talk about Saturn first, since Saturn popped up. And Saturn's going to be retrograde in Pisces until the 4th of November. And this energy is asking us just to kind of like a cosmic interrogation, Virgo. It's just like, what have we been doing up until this point? Have we been manifesting our dreams? Have we been pursuing our happiness? Are we feeling passionate and enjoying what we're doing? And are we do we feel like that tight connection even with like the people that are around us, you know, like just checking where we're at with these situations. And if not, how can we create that change? You know, like what does that look like? You know, what it's and also too, you know, just like Pisces is very dreamy energy. And I really feel like that it is. It's really taking those ambitions, those passions, and literally, you know, taking them from the dome to the home and just making them, just letting that potential shine through, you know. But in order to get to that, between the star and the sun is the moon card. And we got to do, again, there's that shadow work that needs to be done. And I feel like this is also, because Pisces is very spiritual energy, is getting in touch with that spirituality, you know, really connecting with your higher self, you know, really tuning into that intuition and seeing where where that forces are trying to guide you, you know, paying attention to the signs and noticing how that growth is or how it's evolving, Virgo. But then you got Neptune that's going to be retrograding in Pisces. She's going to start retrograding on the 3rd of June, or the 30th of June, and will be there, or be retrograde until the 6th of December. And this is a powerful time for introspection, because Neptune is one of Pisces' rulers. And this is a powerful time for introspection and for self-discovery, really connecting with your inner self and like developing that inner wisdom. And so, like I was saying, this is like, we really are getting to a reflective time. And by the time that you get to your birthday season, Virgo, like a lot of planets are going to be retrograding. So, you know, this is a great time. You know, we're all going to be feeling this sort of like introspective work, but I feel like it's going to be where we are going to need to come together in this and kind of brainstorm and figure out, you know, where are we going as individuals and what that means with the group that we're around, and seeing how this, you know, if everyone's kind of if we're all working towards that sunlight or not, you know, and really establishing that soul tribe group. But let's get in, depending on where your Virgo placements are at, this is forming an opposition with your sign, because Pisces is your opposite sign on the zodiac wheel. And oppositions are challenging energy. They create polarities, tension, usually has to deal with some sort of relationship, whether this could be in love, with friends, with family, with business, with whatever, you know, just relationships. And the energy can feel a little unwavering, uncertain, at first, but there's decisions that are going to be made. You know, again, if there's something that is, you know, creating conflict and stuff, is getting eyes on that thing and then figuring out how we can create opportunities from it. But let's get an oracle on this. Nice, Virgo. You got the 3rd card of Taurus is here, which is the Symphony card. And with this card, kind of what we're talking about, this card of harmony, synergy, co-create, assembly, organized structure, contribute, team, collaborate, precise, arrangement, order, lead, follow, organization, perform, display, and cohesion. And with this card, Virgo, I do feel that it's finding more harmony in your life, you know, making sure that we're doing things and that we're surrounding ourselves with people that do bring that synergy, you know, that are trying to get you to realize your fullest potential, you know, get you to where you're, you know, where we're feeling secure in our foundation, you know, where we're feeling confident in ourselves, you know, those people that want us to, I feel like just want us to grow and thrive. And, you know, just like in any symphony, if after a while, if you got something in here, you're noticing some dissonance somewhere, you know, we got a choice. We can either keep that dissonant energy around, or we can either put up some boundaries and remove it altogether, whatever that's looking like. But I do feel that it's finding that structure again, you know, and really getting things back in order if things have been feeling that way, or if you notice things get out of control in the future. Because here's the thing, you know, however it may manifest, again, these oppositions and, you know, like these challenges and things, they're going to keep happening, but they are really trying to get you to your highest octave, you know what I mean? Get you to that highest vibration. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Virgo. Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Oh, and a surprise fool at the bottom. I'm with it. So you got these Four of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. But then we have the Fool upright. Uranus energy. There's that change. And Virgo, honestly, if this one's pretty straightforward here, Virgo. If something has been getting you in this place where we've not been, if we've been feeling kind of anxious, if we've been getting in our kind of heads, it's been kind of stressing us out. If there's been something with like either, because this, Knight of Cups, he's very romantic. If there's something with like a relationship, this could be in love or just anything, any sort of connections in general, if we're feeling that, because even when you think about Scorpio energy, they take like the relationship energy of Libra, Justice, and take it a step further, because now Scorpio is related to like the 8th house, then which kind of deals with like joint finances and death and like wills and real kind of intense bonds like that. And so if there's something where we feel that maybe some seeds that we've invested in aren't growing to their fullest potential here, it's just like, how can we change that thing up there, Virgo, with the Fool energy, Uranus, because you're getting ready to, like we've been talking about, it's a new era. You're transforming right now. And we're transforming all the time. But this is just like, what's the next chapter looking like for you? What are some things that we, again, may need to weed out or may need to get into some practice here? Maybe we haven't been getting enough rest with the Four of Swords. Maybe it's like adjusting our sleep schedule so that we get more time of that. Or maybe it's like making more time for like exercise or things along those lines. Something, Virgo, or you know what, Virgo? This might even could be, maybe if we've been thinking about love and things, with the Celebration card, this might even be something you got Two of Cups as well. This could be something where maybe it's getting out there. Maybe we've been a little nervous about, maybe we haven't been like vibing with people as of late, or just like, just like, I feel like, we haven't been vibing with either people or something along those lines, like doing more kind of, like changing the routine up. But let me get a little bit more on this Knight of Cups here. Interesting. Oh yeah. All right, which I like that. Okay, so the Knight of Cups is clarified by the Page of Cups, the Devil, and the Five of Swords in reverse. And so I feel like that almost, this is like something where, I feel like what this energy is saying is just, I feel like being aware of any sort of like repeat situations. I feel like it's like when we start making these changes, sometimes with the Devil, because the Devil has a very unorthodox way of kind of checking in with us. So it's like when we start doing this stuff towards this healing, the Star card and things, I feel that if paying attention to like if we're getting stuck in a cycle, if we're noticing like you're like similar, how do I want to put this? Like the same things keep like happening over and over again. It's just like paying attention to patterns. And if once we start doing towards that healing, it's not dipping back into that, because the Devil will party with you however long it takes for you to grow. But the point is to get to the growth anyway. It's like, for example, let's say the easiest one I'm thinking about is just like if we quit drinking. Okay, so we've had this space for a while, then maybe we go to a birthday party or something, and then we notice everybody's like popping champagne, and it's just like the Devil's like, all right, Virgo, you wanted to work on this. How you feeling right now? We feeling strong? How's our temperance? Are we still feeling balanced out? And if so, Devil's like, all right, dope. But if not, the Devil's just like, all right, party. But again, it's not, he's figured, might as well get a little fun out of this, fun while we're doing through this growth. But I almost feel like it's, because sometimes I feel like too, maybe we can when we're thinking on this journey, you know, sometimes we can compare ourselves to others and seeing how like other people may be kind of getting through this thing or might be kind of moving on, and it feels like maybe we've been kind of stuck or really been kind of tested or something along those lines. But I feel like it's really trying to help you to expand, Virgo, and to grow and to continue to, you know, develop that stronger foundation for yourself. All right. I'm with it, Virgo. Okay, let's see. Running out of space here. All right, let's get on to this last energy here. Because you got Leo energy. Your ruler is going to be kind of busy this season. Because you got Mercury and then you got Venus in Leo. And Mercury is going to move into Leo on the 11th of July and will be there through the 28th of July. And with this energy, you know, communication is going to become a little more straightforward, you know, because Leo's very bold energy, very bright, you know, they're ruled by the sun, so, you know, they got to be seen. But the nice thing about this is that, you know, Leo's very fun energy, you know, they got very creative minds, you know, great storytellers, so, you know, expect lots of jokes and laughter. I mean, in your Mercury ruled Virgo, you're funny, like, you got a good sense of humor, so it's just like, you know, work that to your advantage, you know, fill your life with more laughs and love and things along those lines, more passion. And this is a great energy, too. Great creative energy, Virgo. So really tap into that, you know, like do some passions for yourself, you know, whether this is woodworking, you know, maybe it's building apps, you know, maybe it's writing music, you know, maybe it's writing poetry, dance, whatever this is. And I don't mean even just like as a main hustle, like a side hustle thing. I mean, if you want to do it, I mean, absolutely, we're in the age for it. But I mean, we're always in the age for it. But even just as like a hobby, Virgo, just working in maybe just some more fun stuff for yourself can definitely be to your work for your advantage here. But the thing with this energy, oh, I'm sorry, I got a little lost there. Hold on. One other thing with this energy. This is great for like putting yourself out there as well. If we've been maybe wanting to do something with like, because again, Leo is very much kind of like showboat and, you know, like really kind of like displays, like, you know, fantastic displays and things. You know, very dramatic energy. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there if you want to do any sort of like maybe social media, or maybe we're starting like maybe getting a group together, maybe forming like a dance group, Virgo, like a step crew. Wouldn't that be tight? I'm with it. But then you got Venus in Leo as well. And Venus entered Leo on the 5th of June, and then she'll be there through the 8th of October. Yeah, she's gonna be there a long time. She's gonna be going retrograde here a little bit later into Cancer. Oh, I think is she retrograding in Cancer season? I think it might happen in Leo. But with this energy, Venus and Leo really can make extroverts out of all of us. You know, the Empress is really kind of feeling herself right now. Like she's ready to just shine, you know. My Venus is in Leo. She's just over the top. But this is great for self-confidence and for love, you know, and like, you know, like self-love as well. And honestly for love too, you know, because I mean, you got what we were talking about, that Knight of Cups, Two of Cups. I was like, I see you, Virgo. Let's maybe go have ourselves a date in this sunlight. But the one thing to be aware of, though, because Leo can be very dramatic energy, you know, just being aware of any sort of like dramas or anything along those lines. But let's get an oracle on this. Okay. Huh. Love it. So you got the second card of Sagittarius here, which is the dice card. And with this card, this is a card of gamble, taking a risk, luck, playing games, chances are, roll with it, random results, win-loss, uncertain outcome, playing the game, potential, fate, and what happens next. And you know what, Virgo? I feel like that the big theme here is just like you're like asking like what is happening next. I feel like with this Phoenix, the eyeglasses, the castle, and it's just like thinking about these risks, you know, where do you want to. And I feel like it's asking that, like, what has the most potential? What seems to make sense for you right now? And I feel like, you know, we're in an age of taking risks, like calculated risk, but I feel like being open to the, you know, taking the opportunities. I feel like especially with you got all this sextile energy, trine energy, Jupiter being in, you know, and that's going to be some long ones, especially that trine energy that's going down here. You know, that's, roll with it, Virgo. See where this stuff takes you. Because I get it where, that uncertainty can be, it can be a little tough at times, wanting to take that risk. But again, yours is an adaptable sign. And Virgo, you set up a couple backup plans just in case. But I feel like, especially if this is like a passion of yours, I feel like definitely give that a try. See where that is going to take you. Because we got to, the game is changing. And so we got to adapt to these rules here. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, last little bit, Virgo. Nice. Look at you, Virgo. So you got the Six of Wands, the Three of Pentacles upright here, and then you got the Lovers in reverse. And let's switch back over. Because I feel like with this energy, Virgo, I do feel like for some of you that if we were to take this chance, whatever this is, if we're starting, like maybe doing a career change, maybe we're starting up, maybe we're putting ourselves out there as far as like, or maybe we're even like starting up, working together with some kind of group here, or something along those lines. I do feel like that this energy is saying remember with the Six of Wands, this is Jupiter in Leo, where this is a card of success, but I feel that it's remembering. It's just like where like on social media posts, it's like, where you'll see people and they have like all these like highlights. I actually saw something where it's like these guys were just like, the pictures with like the cars and the boats and the things and the whatnots. And it's just like where all that stuff is nice, all the flash, but it's just like, how do we get there? It's all the beautiful stuff, but there's usually not a lot of pictures when the work was going down, when we were feeling that self-doubt, when we had to put in that shadow work, where we were doubting our intuition and things, And I feel like it's remembering that. I feel like with the Lovers popping up in reverse, one is just like remembering what the end goal is, remembering that we're working towards that sunlight, you know what I mean? And sometimes there's going to be, like I was saying, we might be feeling those things, doubts and stuff like that, and it's going to be work, devil comes and tests us every now and again, because like self-doubt and stuff too, that's definitely devil territory as well. But it's something that I feel that when we do work on these things, and just stay tenacious and keep that perseverance, is going to reward you, get you to that victory in the long run. But the Lovers for me as well, and especially since you got the High Priestess in reverse too. The Lovers is, when the Lovers pops up, just in general, like upright, I feel like, that's just your higher self just kind of like winking at you, like, just like, hey, Virgo, I got you back. How's our communication? We good? Are we feeling good about where the energies are going? But in reverse, it's just like, hey, Virgo, like, are you really happy with what you're doing right now? Is this really fulfilling you? And if the answer is no, let's do that hermit work, because you're the represented by the hermit in the tarot. And it's just like, let's do that introspective work. What ways do we want to improve and get to that? What does that perfect version of Virgo look like? And we may not get to that perfect castle, but man, we're gonna get as close as possible, and we're gonna have fun while we're doing it, because we're finding the growth in this, Virgo. It's all a matter of what we're telling ourselves, because the Lovers is Gemini energy, and it's being especially aware of what we're telling ourselves, Virgo, and how we're communicating, and like not getting stuck in our heads. Because I just realized too, you got all three of the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So, and I've been telling them, thoughts become things, and that's for everyone. But I feel like, especially you being Mercury ruled as well, be mindful of your thoughts and getting caught up in any sort of like maybe any sort of like spirals or anything along those lines. And if you do notice that, it's just like, how can we get out of that? Maybe we're doing positive affirmations, something along those lines. Maybe again, like a vision board, something to just keep you motivated, remembering that the sunlight is end game. So I'm with it, Virgo. All right. I like that. And I hope hopefully that made sense for you, Virgo. But if anything resonates, give it a thumbs up. And share this, because this is a lot to think about, because everyone's going through we're in a very transformative time right now. The game is changing. We're in like a whole new era. So definitely be thinking about this stuff, Virgo. It's oh, I'm about to get back into your reading. But if you notice someone who's going through that, then share this thing, and then subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Time. While you're thinking about this stuff, maybe that might be something to check out. But I started a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration, and it's just a group to post like positive messages, encouraging. Positive affirmations, encouraging messages. And definitely as the group grows, I want to do just schedule different meditation things, like maybe like finding balance with the justice, or healing with the star, or overcoming addiction with the devil, something along those lines. But yeah, all that information is in the description box. And then lastly, got a pretty hot ticket here to come on over to my other channel. Not that you need one, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, with the high priestess being the moon. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Look at you. Wheel of Fortune. And it's in reverse, but that's fine, because with the Wheel of Fortune, if we haven't been feeling like we are abundant, or if we don't know, if we haven't been certain where this next cycle, look at that, Virgo, feeling extra abundant, you get 2 today. And if we haven't been feeling as abundant, and if we haven't been feeling like, again, maybe kind of stuck in a cycle here with both Jupiter and the wheel, the Wheel of Fortune and Saturn, the world being in reverse, just everybody, with them being in reverse, if we haven't been, again, if we've been feeling stuck, it's just like, how do we change that narrative? How do we get into the place of feeling that we are, that we're on? How do we bring more abundance in our life? Because you know what, a good place to start, because you got the blessed card here in reverse, and you got the taste card in reverse. And I feel like it's remembering that you are blessed, Virgo, because Virgo energy really is something where, I feel like sometimes Virgo can catch a lot of flack in the zodiac, but seeing how your energies, you really are a really incredible bunch. And I really do feel like that you really help bring you take potential and let it shine bright. It really is something spectacular. It really is not something to sleep on, Virgo. I tell you this all the time, because it's just like, I have a real close relationship with, I was with the Virgo for a long time, and they helped me shine in a way that, this is years ago, really helped me shine in a way that I didn't even expect that I could do. But it was a matter of what we're telling ourselves, because when you think of the taste card, I feel like this is like, what flavors do we have in our mouths? It's like, and I feel like the words that we're telling ourselves, do we believe that we can achieve this thing, Virgo, that you can rise above, that you can get to this level of perfection? And I feel like it's not even a perfection, but just getting to this place of where you're feeling, where'd your Emperor go? Feeling, and your King of Pentacles, feeling in this place of abundance. Because it's like, once you do that there, it does, when we see others thriving, it motivates them to do the same, you know what I mean? But it's just, we got to be mindful of what we're telling ourselves, what the people are around us too, because I think you did have quite a bit of people pop up here, a good amount, enough to just be aware, especially with that symphony, of just like what dissonance or things that are just going down. And if we're noticing that they're lowering our stuff and they're not having us feeling blessed and feeling us abundant, then let's change this game up. Let's plant some new seeds, and let's get to feeling abundant, King of Pentacles. I'm with it, because this is you all day, Virgo. So, dope. I like that. So you stay safe out there, Virgo, with all this change, and have fun, raise your vibration through the roof, get some celebration in, because what I know I get is like, we're all trying to get to this place of feeling in a solid foundation. We can incorporate a little fun in the mix as well, because it's finding that balance. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.